Have you ever felt invisible, like a ghost drifting through the hallways of your own life? That was me, just another face in the crowd at college. The kind of guy people either didn't see or, worse, saw as an easy target. My days were a predictable cycle of avoiding the jocks who thought my existence was a joke, and burying my head in books, dreaming of a life where I wasn't just a punching bag. Little did I know, my entire world was about to be flipped upside down by a storm, a locked door, and a girl with eyes that held a fire I'd never seen before. It all started on a Tuesday, a day so gray and miserable it perfectly matched my mood. The sky was bruised purple, and the wind was howling like a cornered animal. I was heading back to my dorm, head down, trying to make myself as small as possible, when I cut through the old arts building. It was a shortcut nobody used, a place full of forgotten studios and echoing silence. That's when I heard it, a faint sound, almost lost in the raging storm. A rhythmic, thumping. Curiosity, or maybe just a desire to delay returning to my empty room, pulled me towards the sound. It led me down a rickety flight of stairs to the basement. The air grew cold and damp, smelling of dust and decay. The thumping was louder here, more frantic. It was coming from behind a heavy, steel-reinforced door at the end of the corridor, a door with a brand-new heavy-duty padlock on it. My blood ran cold. This wasn't right. Someone was in there. I called out, my voice shaky. "Hello? Is anyone there?" A girl's voice answered, strained and panicked. "Help me. Please, help me. They locked me in here." The they she mentioned could only be one group. The same pack of entitled jerks who made my life a living hell. They'd been harassing a new girl on campus, and it looked like they'd escalated from verbal taunts to something far more sinister. A wave of fear washed over me. Getting involved meant putting a massive target on my back. They would make what I'd endured so far feel like a walk in the park. My first instinct was to run, to pretend I heard nothing and just disappear back into my own miserable world. But then I heard her voice again, a desperate sob this time. "Please, don't leave me." Something inside me snapped. I was tired of being a coward. I was tired of letting them win. Looking around, I spotted a rusty old crowbar lying with a pile of discarded junk. My heart hammered against my ribs, each beat a drum of adrenaline. The storm outside raged, a perfect soundtrack to the war going on inside me. I grabbed the crowbar. It was heavy, unfamiliar in my hands. I jammed it into the hasp of the lock and pulled. Nothing. I repositioned it, putting all my weight, all my frustration, all my pent-up anger into it. The metal groaned in protest. Sweat poured down my face, mixing with the damp chill of the basement. My muscles screamed. For a terrifying moment, I thought it was useless. I was too weak. But then, with a deafening crack that echoed through the hall, the hasp splintered. The lock fell to the concrete floor with a clang. I yanked the heavy door open, and there she was, huddled in the corner. Her face pale, but her eyes blazing with a mixture of fear and defiance. Her name, I would soon learn, was Raven. Helping her up, I saw she was shaken but unharmed. "Thank you," she whispered, her voice trembling. I don't know what I would have done. We got out of there, the storm still thrashing outside, and I walked her back to her dorm, the adrenaline slowly fading, replaced by a deep, gnawing dread of the consequences. The next day, I walked onto campus, expecting the worst. I was bracing for an ambush, a public humiliation, or worse. But something was different. The usual glares and sneers were gone. Instead, I saw whispers, confused looks. The campus bullies who normally owned the quad were nowhere to be seen. Then, I saw them, parked right in the middle of the main campus lawn, a place where not even the dean would dare to park. A row of gleaming Harley-Davidsons, polished chrome and black leather shining under the post-storm sun. Leaning against them was a group of the most intimidating men I had ever seen. They were huge, covered in tattoos and wearing leather vests, adorned with a patch, a snarling skull with angel wings. The Hells Angels? My stomach dropped. What were they doing here? And then I saw her. Raven. She was standing beside the biggest, most formidable man of the group, who had his arm protectively around her shoulder. She spotted me across the lawn. A small smile touched her lips, and she pointed me out to the man. He was her father, the president of the local Hells Angels chapter. He pushed off his bike and started walking towards me. Every single person on that lawn went silent, their eyes glued to this unfolding drama. My legs felt like lead. This was it. I was a dead man. He stopped right in front of me, looking me up and down. His gaze was so intense, it felt like he was peering directly into my soul. I could smell the leather and motor oil, a scent of raw power. I braced myself. Then, the corner of his mouth twitched into something that might have been a smile. "You're the one who got my daughter out of that basement," he said, his voice a low, gravelly rumble that could move mountains. It wasn't a question. I managed a weak nod. Unable to speak, he clapped a hand on my shoulder, and the force of it nearly sent me to my knees. "My daughter told me what you did. That took guts, kid. Real guts." He turned to face the silent, watching crowd. "Let me make something clear to everyone here," he boomed, his voice carrying across the entire quad. "This young man is with us now. He's under our protection. Anyone so much as looks at him the wrong way, they're not just dealing with him. They're dealing with me. They're dealing with all of us." He gestured back to the row of bikers, who all stared out with cold, unwavering expressions. In that moment, everything changed. The fear that had been my constant companion for years vanished, replaced by a bewildering sense of shock and, strangely, safety. The bullies who had tormented me suddenly couldn't meet my eyes. People who had ignored me were now looking at me with a newfound respect, or maybe just fear. It was a surreal experience. From that day on, my college life was unrecognizable. I started spending time with Raven and her family. I was invited to their clubhouse, a place that ran on loyalty and respect. They were nothing like the scary caricatures people imagined. They were a family, a tight-knit brotherhood. They taught me how to ride a motorcycle, how to stand up for myself, not just with my fists, but with confidence. Her father, the fearsome president, became a mentor. He saw something in me I never saw in myself, a core of strength that had just been waiting for a reason to show itself. I wasn't the invisible, bullied kid anymore. I'd found a tribe, a purpose. I was still the same person who loved books and quiet moments, but now there was a new layer to me, forged in the basement of that old arts building. I learned that true strength isn't about how tough you are on the outside, but about the courage to do the right thing, even when you're terrified. And sometimes, the most unexpected act of bravery can lead you to a family you never knew you were looking for. My name is no longer just a name on a class roster. Now, it comes with the roar of a dozen Harley engines, a symbol of a promise that I'm never, ever standing alone again. Thank you so much for watching this story unfold. If you've ever felt like you didn't belong, I hope this reminds you that your moment to be a hero might be just around the corner. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more stories, and hit that notification bell. We'll see you in the next one.